Looking back at everything that's transpired in the 3 years that we've been here, obviously one of the toughest times and moments was going to the bubble. We had that hiatus due to COVID, and everyone's still trying to put in work and come back healthy and fresh to make this playoff push and make the play-in tournament. And Jaren's playing at an all-time high.
Lob for Jaren! Oh my!
See, how about the moves here? A crossover between the legs, go by, get on my back and come on for this ride.
Let's go! Let's go! Jaren trying to create, oh my goodness! Jaren with a thunderous slam!
Comes in, is physically looking great. His game's just taken another level, but it's short-lived. 3 games, he goes down with an injury.
Very, very sad news coming out of the Grizzlies that Jaren Jackson Jr. is out for the remainder of the season with a torn meniscus.
Yeah, that was hard. That was probably the hardest thing I ever did, was sit out for that long because of that. And I mean, it built me into who I am for sure, and I love that. I love that. It taught me a lot of things I cannot take for granted. But it was hard. It was tough. I hated seeing my teammates play without me, but I loved how they were playing. I loved their spirit. They held it down for me.
I think it was even tougher to see him go through that, because I know how hard he's worked for everything, and how hard he's worked to get to where he's at.
I knew it was, very tough for him, but I feel like he used that in attacking his recovery time, his rehab, his therapy. Coming in each and every day, always seeing him in the training room, weight room, trying to get back, as soon as possible. Just showed me, that he wanted to be out there with us.
I saw him coming in working every single day on his body. He just accepted it and went full throttle. Tough days mentally, tough days physically, as much as a grind as it was. He remained positive, he put in the work.
It's definitely a balance. You gotta treat yourself with with care, because you know that at the end of the day you're going through it. Like every day you're doing rehab and you're damn near working harder than you would if you were in and you were playing, because it's a different rhythm. It's harder things you're not used to doing. I was going through that every day. It felt like I had a somewhat of a game every day, and it was like just me taking one step in the right direction. And even if people didn't see it, people, just know that that's what it was, like, for real. Man, it was crazy. Like, I don't even know if I can fully explain it. It feels like you don't know what you're doing. It's like you're in a dark cave or something like that. You don't know where to go, but you know you gotta keep walking. You can't just stay right there. It's a loop you get stuck in. At the end of the day, it passes and you're stronger.
Throughout the whole process, he stayed positive and always engaged with whatever we was doing, whether it was practice or game.
I was always around too. It's not like I went anywhere. I was able to, if you get hurt and you can't be with the team, that's even worse, because you don't get to kick it, you don't get to hang out. And that's a huge part of our team.
You know what I'm here to tell you? Yeah, I kind of feel it.
They can't do it. They can't do it.
He did a good job of keeping his spirit high. He never really let it get to him, at least not in front of us. He would be on the bench motivating guys, talking to him, talking to me. I obviously had to step in as his place as the starting 4. He was giving me tips on things he would see out there. He's obviously a great basketball mind.
One of the things you gotta love about JJ is he's the ultimate team guy. As much as he had probably tough challenges and tough road, during his rehab, he remained positive for his teammates, knowing that I can still make an impact even though I'm not in uniform.
Makes you think you got to bring that same type of energy, same spirit. Guy, like we said, it was going through so much, but still up cheering for his teammates, rallying us on even when he's at one of his lowest points. Means a lot to us and shows a lot about his character and who he is as a person.
At the end of the day, I get great seats to come see the best team to me. If I was a fan, I would be a fan of our team. As moody as I want to be in my own head, I'm still coming to a show every night. Like, you see who's around me, I'm telling you, it's a show.
When you talk about a pro's pro, he handled it like a pro. Coming to work every day and not having that pouty attitude, but we're going to get through it day by day to see a better day.
Jaren is back. Injured his left knee meniscus back in the bubble. And after surgery and recovery, he's out of basketball since August. He is back. Said earlier this month, this is going to be a good month for me.
What is reasonable to expect?
Well, reasonable to expect that the happiness and joy of playing basketball will be back for Jaren. The one thing that you don't want to put too much pressure on are what will your numbers look like.
How they were playing, we were playing with flow, we were moving the ball, they had an offense.
Battled for, and Jaren comes away with it, his 6th of the game. BC.
I was in there, I was like, you know what? I'm just blessed to be out here. I didn't care about whatever was going on. I just want to make the playoffs. So I'm in there making hustle plays. I'm just going hard like I know how to go hard. If you go hard and you work on your game, you'll fit into what we're doing because that's what everyone else is doing.
During that period of time, I knew like, okay, well, it's gonna happen where you're gonna make that big leap and you're gonna start starting again and playing back-to-backs. But for now, just keep staying the course and then everything will fall.
His spirit remained high. He said, hey, I'm just going to stay positive. This is the hand that I was dealt. I'm going to come out and help our team win. And when he did, we make that playoff push and we break through the play-in tournament. He's a big part of it.
The Grizzlies are going back to the postseason. Picked up by Clarkson. Has Oni on a lane. Clarkson rejected by Jackson.
Great defensive retreat there by Jaren to get himself involved in the play.
Now for three, it's through. The rejection and the triple.
Rudy Gobert, that's a tough matchup. It's just in a bunch of different ways, and I was able to prove that I can hold my own in that way. So, yeah, maybe defensively people just saw more of that. I always had it. It's just a matter of what the game allows for, how the game's going.
He's the mismatch on the floor for the Grizzlies in every facet. Smaller guys, he can still get where he wants to. Bigger guys, he can beat them off the dribble. They're going to continue to rely on Jaren here.
Jackson for three. Bango!
It just came from my work. And at some point, it's just going to show. It's just going to happen. There's no plan.
He made some big-time plays in the playoffs, but also to be able to carry it along. I didn't know how well he was going to carry it into this season. But he came in with a force.
Oh! I could tell getting in the gym with him and, working out.
Bucket.
And going against him, it was tough. He was a great defender. His timing was on point. He was moving really well. He was in shape, so it was awesome to see. Kind of watched him morph into his own man.
Once he really got his footing, I think there was that Clippers game, he hit the game winner.
Jaren for three. Bingo! Oh my, Jaren Jackson Jr.
It was like, oh shoot, here you go. And against Utah, he had another big shot.
Jaren a three for the lead. It's in with 5.7. Jaren Jackson Jr. triples the Grizzlies into the lead.
He's taking full advantage of these big time, big play opportunities. And that's when I kind of knew, okay, this guy, he's in full-fledged mode right now.
JJ's got a unique ability to create advantages on both sides of the floor offensively. I think he's done a great job with his film work and his individual vitamin work every single day to understand I'm going to be a threat in a lot of different areas. And then defensively.
Defensively early on, he was very raw. He could, athletic and long and super tall to block shots.
We knew that he was a new player, but you could also just see the talent as well.
Give me that.
He took it, professionally each year, tried to get better.
Yes, sir.
And as well, just, guarding, one-on-one, especially when we're switching 1 through 5.
Jaren's growth's been phenomenal over the last couple of years. One of the great assets is the switching, our red defense, where he can go out and he can guard 1 through 5.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Left, right.
He's a guy that it doesn't matter what coverage you're in, he can guard 1 through 5. He can be a guy that can protect the paint with his physicality and his length, but also with his agility and his mobility. He can guard on the perimeter and guard some of the best point guards and guards in the league as well.
Might be the big they want to come set and I'm on him and stuff like that. They want to switch, but I'm ready for all that. And my teammates know I'm ready for that.
Guys, trying to go at him anymore. I think they're almost starting to stop, really. He's just been so good defensively for us, whether blocking shots, one-on-one defense, forcing guys into tough shots. He's just been all that, really.
One of the league leaders in blocks, his activity, his discipline to protect our rim and have one of the best field goal percentage defense numbers in the league.
Amazing shot blocker, good timing. I just feel like he's a lot more alert and he could anticipate plays now.
Stay high.
That's the number one hardest thing, I think. Is that you're not really reacting to plays, you can kind of anticipate them, so now you're ahead of it and you can actually make a play. So I think his growth in that area has probably stepped up quite a lot and it's helped him out tremendously with this type of timing.
I was learning more on how I was gonna get to my spots on the floor. I was seeing the game before it happened more. You get a little weird rhythm that you can only get from experience. And I was feeling more comfortable with predicting how the game would go if I did certain things, and those things started to happen more and more and I became more right. And I watched a lot more film.
Took a step in his film work, just to study players that he's guarding, to study how he can get blocks, you know, through pick and rolls, through help side defense, on, you know, one-on-one defense.
I always, you know, knew he was a great defender. Obviously, you know, it's helping us, you know, win a lot of basketball games now.
Jokic against Jackson. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Jokic for overtime. No! Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over. Jaren Jackson Jr. against Jokic preserves the lead and the win for Memphis.
Let's go, fellas. Be yourselves, baby. Turn up, man. When we get up, no foot off the gas.
Starting with training camp, you know, just coming in, you know, this year he was way, you know, more vocal.
No need to get frustrated. Even I get frustrated. No need.
I mean, Jaren's speaking up a lot now, which is just part of growing up, man. You just understand the game more and confident with your voice, and you know what's right.
Pin, sack, back.
Another area of growth for him is just understanding the game, understanding, you know, not only what he has to do, but what his teammates have to do.
Get up! Make ready!
I'm saying everything out there. I'm telling us to pick our energy up.
Hey, when we run, that's good.
To go harder.
They play hard, so just don't let up. They're gonna play hard.
To get better.
Don't lose it. Stay right there.
To tighten up.
It's not good enough. We gave up way too many buckets.
Being, you know, a leader, the guy for us, he's doing it, and it's making us go to a whole nother level.
Your leadership's big.
I'm really thankful more than everything. I'm just appreciative of everything that's going on.
Robinson.
Jaren Jackson Jr. The nation want to introduce you to the Block Panther.
It hurt more just to see him go through that. I think it adds to his journey even more, added more fuel to his fire, and now you see him out there now. He's angry, so he's just trying to get what's his out there.
Those are those like inspiring stories that you look for to keep yourself motivated. The progressions that he's made to stay the course.
Send it in!
We're seeing the best of Jaren Jackson Jr.
JJ wants to be great as he can be. That's something that since the day I met him, I noticed about him.
This is why Jaren Jackson Jr. in the talks for a defensive player of the year honors.
Everybody held me down for a while when it wasn't like this, and now that it's turned up a little bit, like, I don't know, man. Dream job, dog.